You're on the line with Jamal Meeks, former Indiana Hoosier, number 23, 1992. And I'm on the beat with Jim Cole.
Today's guest is brought to you by Reynolds Family Dentistry of Sellersburg. You need $1 million smile for those championship photos, and that's exactly what you'll get with Reynolds Family Dentistry. Welcome back to Indiana Sports Feed with Coyle O'Leary coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios here on this Thursday, powered by Rivals. Make sure you go to indiana.rivals.com, get yourself set up there. Joined now by Logan Duncomb, Indiana's newest commitment. Logan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Logan, are you with us?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, brother. How are you, brother? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Todd O'Leary with us here as well, former IU player. Congratulations, first of all. I know it's probably a nice load off your mind, especially with all that's going on out here right now.
Yeah, it's nice to commit. It wasn't really a load on me, but you know, it's nice to know where I'm going.
I'm sure that just having that familiarity is just a load off your shoulders, like you said. What was it about Indiana that made you decide you wanted to play there? I mean, there's so many great things, of course, I'm sure, but what was it for you?
Just the people around the program, the coaching staff, the incoming players that are already there, you know, and like the facilities that they have, which are just top notch.
You know, Todd O'Leary with us here as well. He's seen you play, man. His son plays for Carmel. Todd, you were saying a lot of nice things about him when we were talking earlier.
Yeah, Logan, I got to see you play last year at the tournament around Thanksgiving time. My son plays for Carmel, and they played the game right after you last year. So I was just telling everybody, and I didn't have to tell much because Indiana fans, you will learn. They probably know more about you than you know about yourself already. And they'll watch your films. They'll watch everything there is. And I've had so many people already reach out to me and ask me if I've seen you play or know about you or what you're good at and all different kinds of things. And so I had watched a little film, and I got to see that game last year live and in person. And I talked about how well you run the floor and your ability to score with both hands around the basket. And you just have a knack for the ball. And you were very strong with the ball in that game. And I know I was sitting with Travis Steele, the Xavier coach, during the game, and he mentioned how high on the list you were for them as well. So I know this is a good get for not just for Indiana. You'll learn pretty quickly. The school is one thing, but the fan base is a whole nother animal, and they are super excited that to get a commitment like you. Not only for, you know, the fact that you're recruited by all these other schools, but I mean, watching your tapes and watching those things, like you're going to be a big part of the program, and everybody is really, really excited about you coming in.
Yeah, I was really excited to be a Hoosier.
When you come here, I had one of the fans ask Ryan on the text line, were you a fan of Indiana at all? I know you live in Cincinnati, but you played a lot of the Indiana kids. Did you follow Indiana basketball before the recruitment?
No, not really. I mean, I was a fan of Big Ten basketball, but I was mainly a fan of like Iowa growing up because my dad went there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I used to watch it. I started watching a lot of Indiana basketball once they offered me.
Did Iowa offer you? I can't remember. I would be shocked if they didn't.
They did.
How tough was that, having that pull, that emotional pull for you?
Well, I always knew that I didn't have a dream school. They were just a school that I rooted for growing up because of my dad. But like, it wasn't a place where I was just going to commit to.
Now, and also, you play on the Indiana Elite program. You've got to play with a lot of guys that you're going to be playing in college with, and that's got to be a fun thing looking forward to.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, knowing the people I'm going to be playing with made my decision that much easier because I know what type of people they are.
And of course, Todd talking earlier, he's got a great experience playing this level, but moving up the level, going from high school to not only college, but to the Big Ten has got to be an exciting move for you, Todd. I know that, what was your biggest things that surprised you the most, I guess, when you made that move and some of the things that Logan can look forward to?
Well, I mean, I was kind of in the same position of him as for, you know, he's 6'9", so he's a lot taller, but weight wise, I mean, I was in the same position. I mean, I weighed 145 pounds when I committed to IU. So once I got there and saw how big and strong everybody was, that obviously was was the factor that kind of was the one thing I needed to work on the most. And you know, you can tell by looking at Logan, he's one of those guys. It wouldn't matter if he ate 4 double cheeseburgers a day. It's going to be hard for him to gain weight until he just gets a little bit older and you know, human nature and mother nature takes over. But you know, this is going to be a situation for you. I think the fact that you know the guys coming in, I was in a very similar situation. 7 guys on my AAU team all were going to Indiana. So it was a situation we kind of knew each other, and we did the same thing of what, you know, Logan just talked about. We picked the school because we all knew each other and knew who we would be playing with, and it was a big factor in it. It'll just be, things are so much different now. I mean, Logan will have the opportunity to come in the summertime. That was one of the questions I was going to ask is, you know, I know you're a year away, but assuming everything's back to normal, will you be one of the players that comes in right after your senior season? Will you be here all summer? Will that be? Well, it's a long way to look ahead, but I just assume you've given that some thought.
Yeah, most likely.
So the ability to come in, I know Cook Hall is something that's open to the guys all the time. I know you got to see the facilities, and you know, we talk a lot of time about gym rats. Are you a guy that likes to spend a lot of time in the gym on his own, doing those things, and with that kind of access?
Yeah, I mean, I like basketball, so I have no problem working out by myself. That's what me and my dad have been doing during Corona the past time.
And you know, it's the difficulty of maintaining your training and all that. Have you been able to try to keep up, staying in shape, keeping the touch and all that during this coronavirus pandemic?
Me and my dad found a gym that's connected to a church, so we've been using that every day. And I lift in my basement and run them by myself.
You play any other sports?
There you go.
No, I don't. I just play basketball.
Have you played, well, when you were younger, did you play baseball?
I used to play football for a little bit.
Did you? All right.
Now, video games, I know it's a big thing now, always, but especially now during this time. Are you hooked in with other guys or the teammates or whatever you guys are playing online?
You know, we were playing a lot of 2K at the beginning and some Call of Duty, but I don't know, we kind of got bored of that. We played a lot.
Yeah, it's such a unique time. What do you do now to stave off the boredom? I mean, when you're not training and not working, you can't train and work all the time.
Yeah, so I mean, our school's giving us kind of a lot of homework, so that's keeping me somewhat busy. But other than that, it's pretty boring. I kind of just sit on my phone and do nothing. It's not very exciting.
Now, a lot of guys, once they commit to a school, they turn to recruiters themselves. And I know that the class is kind of full coming in this year, but for next year when you're coming in, anybody you're looking to recruit or talk to or try to get to come join you?
Yeah, like one guy, Trey Kaufman, is one guy. That's really it. I haven't started thinking about it very much yet, but I know Trey Kaufman's still high on the list.
I mean, that's the guy. Is that somebody you'd love to see yourself playing with?
Yeah, I played with him with Indiana Elite, and I thought we complemented each other really well when we played with each other. He plays more of a 3-4. I play more of a 4-5.
Yeah, I know that a lot of Hoosier fans are excited about his opportunity as well. And you know, this reminds me of back in the Indiana basketball back in the 90s. And there was this – Todd was a part of a recruiting class that was just full – big, huge, but it was all kids from Indiana or close by like Cincinnati. The togetherness, Todd, it's just different when you have that group like that, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it really – you and I have talked about it on the show before. When I came in, even the guys that were already at Indiana, they were from, you know, like Peoria, Illinois, or Chris Reynolds was from Peoria with me, and Eric Anderson from Chicago, Illinois, and you had Jamal Meeks from Illinois. I mean, everybody was from right around here. Funderburk was from Ohio, and he was about the farthest one away. So it was a group of guys that, you know, we kind of knew what it was. And Logan, you will learn this pretty quickly if you haven't already. I mean, since your commitment, you know, so many people will start calling you for interviews and wanting to talk to you about that. I mean, you think we're bad. There'll be a million of us that'll be calling you here in the next couple of months, and it's a way of life here. Cincinnati's close enough, you know what it's like here, and I watched you guys play. I know Cincinnati Moeller has a good fan base and crowd base that followed you guys over to that game, and you know more of what it's like to be an Indiana player, and you'll learn it quickly once you get here.
Yeah, I became a pretty popular guy after I committed.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that. You're right.
Well, but are you enjoying that somewhat? I mean, it's not like no one knew who you were before, but talk about the difference between the minute you committed. What was different for you? What happened? What changed that minute?
I mean, nothing crazy. It's just my phone started blowing up. I just had to do all those interviews and we got a bunch of followers, but no, I mean, it is exciting.
What coach recruited you the most? I mean, I know a lot of times different coaches are kind of assigned to different regions and all that. What coach did you talk to the most from Indiana?
I talked to Coach Ulstrom the most and Archie Miller.
Yeah, that's generally Coach Ulstrom does an awesome job of communicating with guys, and I figured that was probably the case, but just confirming it.
Now, you guys had any thought to doing some digital challenges with each other over the summer, whether it's horse or 21, just to break the monotony and the boredom?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to get stuff together with my friends, but all their parents are quarantining them.
The No Fun League. Well, man, Logan, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time to join us today. We really appreciate it and look forward to you getting here on the campus. But we're looking forward to your season coming up as well, and wish you the best of luck. And thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I'm excited to be Hoosier.
This is Jim Coyle from Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary. Indiana Sports Beat is now a part of the Rivals Network. You can go to thehoosier.com to sign up. It's free. Catch the show there each day live or at your convenience. You can also like or follow us on Facebook, follow the show's rebroadcast anywhere you podcast. If we're not on a radio station where you live, we should be. Let your local station know they need to carry Indiana Sports Beat with Coyle and Leary, or simply go to thehoosier.com.